Hi ladies, how are we? I hope you are doing okay. This is kind of an unexpected video, but I told you that I would film an update as soon as I could about my shattered Stila palette. So let me tell you about my experience because I'm really kind of mad about it, to be honest. Like, this just confirms everything I've always thought about Ulta. I wish that I could not buy anything from Sephora ever again at this point. Of course, they're like the only place that sells my foundation, except for maybe Makeup Forever itself. I might try the Makeup Forever website to get my foundation directly from them. I'm not sure. So let me tell you what happened. As you saw, my palette was shattered. So as soon as I got done filming, I called the 1877 Sephora number or whatever. And I called them and I asked, I've never had this happen to me before. What do I do? So the first time I called, I got a man and he was like, okay, well, we have two options. Either we can send you another one or you can take it into your store and they should be able to replace it or fix it immediately. And so I was like, well, and I told the guy, I said, I'll just go to the store because if they're going to fix it immediately and it shouldn't be a problem, that's fine. So, as soon as I hung up, I got to thinking about it, and then I was like, I would probably, rather than just mail me a new one, because I don't really want to get out in the weather, and I just don't want to deal with going to Sephora, because it's kind of out of my way. I never really go kind of where the Sephora is, and so I got to thinking about it, and I was like, well, maybe I would rather them just send me one. So I called back 20 minutes later, and this time I got a lady, and the lady told me something completely different than the guy. The lady said, we're not going to send you a new one. You've got to return the shattered palette, and it takes about 3 weeks for us to get the palette and to send you a new one, which is totally different than what the first guy told me. So I'm not really sure who was correct or whatever, and I kind of asked her about it, and she said, well, no, he probably didn't know what he was talking about. You've got to mail it back. And so I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. I have to take my shattered palette that is leaking powder everywhere, basically, and I have to repackage it, and I have to take it to the post office and wait in line and drop it off, only to be mailed to you to wait 3 weeks for a replacement. And so at that point, I was pretty irritated, and I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm just going to go with my original plan, and I'm just going to take it into the store. So today, when I talked to the guy on the phone, he said all I needed to bring to the store was my packing slip and the shattered palette. So that's what I did. So I went to my Sephora, I brought my packing slip, and I brought my shattered palette. Now clearly, packing slips do not say the price that you bought items, okay? Like I told you, I caught this palette on sale on the Sephora website for $20. I used a $15 gift card, so I actually only paid $5 for the $39 palette. Now, after I paid $6 shipping and $3 tax, it came out to like $13.40 something. So I paid $6 shipping for this thing. Okay. But in reality, if I'm not going to pay shipping, I really only paid $5 for the palette, and I wasted a $15 gift card on it. So anyway, I take it into my store, and I'm like, this is shattered, and they, oh yeah, we can return it, no problem. So I went and grabbed another one off the shelf, and I took it to the lady, and I swear I was in there for like 25 freaking minutes. The lady could not figure out how to do my return because when she beeped in the packing slip or my other shattered palette, something, and then she beeped in this palette that was in the store that was $39, the prices didn't match up. Well, of course they're not going to, because I caught the other one on sale and I used a $15 gift card on it. And I explained that to her. I told her that in all total, I paid $13.49 or whatever it was for everything. That includes my $6 shipping. I explained this. She couldn't ring it up. She asked another lady. The other lady came up there. She couldn't figure it out. So then they said, we can't do the return exchange. So then we've got to do 2 separate transactions or something like that. Like they would ring in my shattered palette and like give me the money back, and then I would buy this one, I guess is what she said. Well, clearly, if they do that, I'm going to owe money, because when they ring in my shattered palette, I'm only going to get like $13 back, and then I have to turn around and buy a $40 palette. So, I explained this. She rang it up, she put the $14 back on my card, and then she rang up the $39 palette for $20. And I explained to her that I'm not going to pay her $20 because I didn't pay $20 in the first place. I paid $13 something. And so she finally brought the price down like $5 or something, and it ended up being, what does it say, $14.73. So it was basically $15. So basically, I had to pay her like another $2 for their screw up. So I am not happy. So basically, I bought my palette, it arrived damaged. That's their fault. I had to get in the car, I had to drive myself to Sephora, I had to park, I had to almost fall on ice on my way into the store. By the way, I didn't, but I almost did. So that was like 30 minutes out of my way, and also the price of gas, only to go in there and waste a freaking 30 minutes, almost an hour of my time arguing and feeling frustrated, only to have to pay them $2 for their mistake to get the palette that I ordered originally. So that's my update with Sephora customer service. So yeah, I am not happy. I was, by the time I left there, trying to explain this to the lady who did not know what she was doing, and after like 3 other people came to try to help her, and they still could not get it together. I basically had to waste my time, waste my gas, waste my energy, be frustrated, and pay $2 additionally for a palette that I ordered online because of Sephora's mess up. So yeah. Now you know why I shop at Ulta. This was my first and only time I have ever had a problem with anything I bought from Sephora. I've never had an issue with anything. Normally the things that I do buy are quality. Normally they always arrive in perfect condition. You know, I've never had a return. I've never had an issue, but if this is how the issues are solved, what? Like, it blew my mind. I'm like tempted to like call back to customer service and tell them what happened to me in store when they told me to go in store and the problem would just be immediately resolved. They told me it would take like 5 minutes, it would be no hassle, it's no questions asked, they're just gonna give me a new palette and I'm gonna be on my way. And that did not happen at all. It was like the worst experience I have ever had, probably with some type of return or exchange or anything damaged like that. It was completely insane. And so by the time I got out of there, I was so frustrated that I was like, you know what? I never want to shop there ever again. Like, if that's how they treat their customers, I don't know. And I'm not going to say that that's all Sephora. It could have just been like my local store, or it could have just been that lady. I don't know. But it was horrible. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to tell all my little subscribers about what happened. And, yeah, that's bad business. So, that's what happened to me. So, as you can see, I did pay $13 for it. But you can see clearly, where's my price here? Right here, you can see that they charged me $14.73. I know it's $2. It's not the fact that I don't have $2. I paid the $2. But it's the fact that they charged me extra money to fix their mess up. It's the principle of the matter. Like, who does that? Whatever. So let me show you my palette from yesterday. Aren't you excited? Okay, so here is the palette, which I'm not even excited about anymore. Like, they have completely ruined this for me. Alright, so I had a little lookbook thing like I showed you yesterday, and oh wow, this one's not shattered. Thank freaking God. Okay, because I would, if this was shattered, I'm telling you, I would just use it and be ripped off because I'm not going through that again. So inside it says a confident woman knows her inner beauty will captivate you and her eyes will mesmerize you. Here are the shades. They're kind of like, you know, we've got some neutrals going on over here, but then we've got these pretty kind of dark green shades, like a gradient almost. We've got a light green, a medium green, and kind of a dark kind of turquoise teal type color. Up here, this is a deep blue. It almost looks purple. And then there's a pretty kind of taupe or maroon shade up in the corner. So again, I did still get a good deal on this, but after all of that hassle, I'm going to tell you what, they've just ruined this experience for me. I was so pumped. I was so excited to get to use this, and now I don't even want to use this stupid thing. I want to put it in a drawer and just not even touch it. But after all that I went through for it, I should use it every day. But yeah, so Sephora, I am highly upset. So yeah, I don't know if any of you have had any experience with their customer service. Everybody was leaving me comments yesterday, you know, like Sephora's really good, call customer service. And, you know, with a company being that large, I would think that, you know, they would be. But it was a horrible experience. I have never had that much trouble, you know, returning something in my life, and it was like you could open the palette and there would be eyeshadow falling all over, like it was getting all over my hands. It was very obviously not just me being picky, or you know, it clearly was not anything I did. It was like in pieces. So yeah, I don't ever want to shop at Sephora again at this point. I probably will, because they do sell my foundation, and that's the only foundation I use. So unfortunately, I will probably have to give them some more of my money. But at this point, I am like Ulta all the way. I've always been team Ulta anyway. But at this point, man, you can forget about it. So, yeah, that's my update, ladies. I've got to get to baking. As you can see, there's some presents back here. It is my sister's birthday this Wednesday. Yay, I love you. Happy birthday. And so we're actually going to celebrate tomorrow because it's Sunday and so everybody's off work. So we're actually going to have some cake over here at my house, and she loves red velvet cake, so I have got to get up and I have got to start baking her cake so I can decorate it and make it beautiful for her because she is beautiful. And I love her. So happy birthday, Jordan, if you're watching. And I will see you ladies later. My giveaway ends tomorrow, so don't forget to enter it. I'll probably pick a winner tomorrow evening sometime. Is probably when I'll get around to filming it because we have our birthday festivities tomorrow. So it might be, you know, 7, 8 o'clock, maybe even 10 before I get the video uploaded. But I'm going to be drawing that winner tomorrow, so make sure you enter. I love you. I'm like in a crap mood, so I'm going to go ahead and go start baking, and I will see you next time. Thank you for being wonderful, and I will see you later. Bye.